All right, so what is philosophy? Philosophy is the knowledge of wisdom and truth. Now, in philosophy, there are two questions that we ask the most. Why do you think that? And what do you mean? Now, you can ask those questions off by giving. Let's say if I ask you, do you believe God is real? You'll give me your reason, and then I can ask you, why do you think that? So I can see where you're coming from. So, do you believe God is real?
Yeah.
Now, why do you think that?
I think he's real for certain circumstances. Like, people use him as a way to connect with a higher being.
Now, do you believe God is real?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that?
I think God is real because, like, sometimes science, things with science, it doesn't, like, add up. And then that's kind of like the unknown portion of things. So some people use religion to answer the unknown portion of things that science can't answer.
Now, what do you mean by science can't answer?
So, like, usually with science, like, let's say biology, for example, you can talk about the study of life and everything, but you can't exactly pinpoint where exactly it came from or who created the life. You know what I'm saying? You can just go off of what you think.
Now, in philosophy, there's also another thing, critical thinking. Now, critical thinking, it just consists of reasoning and inquiring in ways. So, let's say if I asked you, do you believe that the earth is round? Critical thinking, it's just a way of thinking deeper and then, oh yeah, I think it's round because I seen a picture of the earth. No, it's going in depth and saying, scientifically, such and such the earth is round because this is proven. Now, I can also ask you, what do you mean by that? Like, what's your reason or what's your evidence in the way you think? Now, in philosophy, there are major branches: logic, metaphysics. Now, for logic, it's really just the good and bad arguments. So there's always gonna be a bunch of arguments in philosophy because that's how you're gonna find out your thinking skills, critical thinking. That's how you're gonna come through. So let's say you guys are going back and forth. He brings up, I believe that cows are fake, and then you can ask him, why do you think cows are fake? And then he would have to think a deep meaning instead of saying, oh, I just don't think they're real. Now you can say, why do you think that? And then he'll answer again. So I think cows are fake because scientifically proven they're not a real thing. They're just AI version. Now you guys can go back and forth, critical thinking, find the reasons why, try to find logic to make sure it makes sense. Now, in philosophy, it's all just about mind games. It's really just thinking and argument. In life, you gotta think always. You gotta argue always. Like everyday question, your roommate can ask you, hey, how are you? Blah blah blah, and cool. And he can ask you, so how you feel about the weather today? Or do you think global warming is real? You can say, yeah, global warming is real because the earth, the weather changes every day. It go from rain, go from snow, go from hail, go from thunderstorming, back to cloud sky. He can say, well, why do you think it's real? And then you can give him